When you enter the ocean to hunt, you must accept a terrifying reality. You have just become part of the food chain. This diver was spearfishing off the coast of Australia, and he had a fresh catch with him, ringing a dinner bell in the home of the ocean's most perfect predator. What follows is one of the most intense standoffs ever recorded. For 9 agonizing minutes, a great white shark circles him, testing him, sizing him up. One moment there's nothing, the next, a 400-kilogram torpedo is just feet away. The diver remains unbelievably calm, keeping his spear gun between himself and the shark, never breaking eye contact, but the shark's curiosity finally turns into something much more dangerous. This is the moment every diver dreads. The test becomes an attack. He fends it off, a desperate move that somehow works. The shark, stunned, retreats into the deep, leaving the diver with an unbelievable story of survival. This next clip, filmed in Australia's Great Barrier Reef, has been the subject of intense debate for over a decade. A diver is exploring beneath a pier when their camera catches something that just shouldn't exist. Keep your eyes on the middle side of the screen. The big debate here isn't if you saw it, but what you saw. Skeptics say it's fake, but believers point to one key detail: the movement. They argue no human in a costume could move that fast and smoothly, using only its tail for power. Professional mermaid swimmers need to use their arms, but this creature glides effortlessly. Many are convinced this footage is chillingly authentic, with one user warning, "Whoever filmed this is lucky to be alive. I heard real mermaids are extremely dangerous." Let me know your theory in the comments. We have one of the most infamous shark videos on the internet. Shark cage diving is designed to be the safest way to meet the ocean's apex predator. You're a spectator, protected by a wall of steel. But in this unbelievable footage from Guadalupe Island, the system almost failed. Watch the incredible speed of this great white as it goes for the bait. Great whites physically can't swim backward, so for a terrifying moment, it's trapped, and the only way out is forward, through the cage. After a heart-stopping struggle, it breaks free and does something truly bizarre. It dives straight down, vanishing into the deep blue almost instantly. It's a deeply weird sight and a terrifying demonstration of how quickly something so massive can disappear. For the divers inside, it was a front row seat to a 1 in a million malfunction. Guess he really wanted to talk to them about their boat's extended warranty. Kayaking through a swamp like this is like paddling through a prehistoric world. The water is black, the air is still, and you're a guest in a very old, very dangerous place. For a few moments, it's a beautiful, tranquil scene, but in these ancient waterways, you are never truly alone. The swamp is about to remind this kayaker exactly who's in charge. submerged in the black water, disoriented, knowing that a dinosaur is somewhere in the darkness with you. Those few seconds must have felt like an eternity. You don't need to hear him scream to know the terror. His breath says everything. After a moment to process the fact that he's still alive, he does the only logical thing. That's not paddling. That's a world record pace for getting the hell out of there. Sometimes the most terrifying encounters happen on the most beautiful days. Scott Haraguchi was kayak fishing in what looked like paradise, calm, clear water off the coast of Oahu. His GoPro was rolling as he reeled in a catch, enjoying a completely peaceful day on the water. But in the ocean, peace can be shattered in an instant.
Ah! Tiger shark! Tiger shark ran me. Holy.
Without any warning, a tiger shark emerges from the depths. The attack is over in an instant, leaving Scott in shock, trying to process what just happened. But the shark's behavior was strange. It wasn't a feeding frenzy. It was a single powerful strike, almost like a warning. For 30 minutes he waited, scanning the water, and that's when he found the answer. A seal, badly injured and struggling. Scott believes the tiger shark had already attacked the seal and saw his kayak not as prey, but as competition trying to steal its kill. It's a chilling thought. You can be completely innocent, just enjoying your day, and accidentally drift into the middle of a predator's hunt. He wasn't the target. He was just in the way. Have you ever been in the wrong place at the wrong time? Let us know in the comments. Our next encounter appears to show a diver's worst nightmare, being swallowed whole. For a terrifying moment, it looks like this diver is about to become a meal for a massive humpback whale. The footage is shocking, showing the diver disappearing directly into the whale's enormous mouth. It seems like an open and shut case of being in the wrong place at the wrong time, but what you're seeing is a perfect, terrifying optical illusion. As many viewers have pointed out, it's a trick of forced perspective. The diver was never actually in the whale's mouth, but was swimming safely behind it. The camera angle creates the illusion that they're being consumed. This is a very young whale calf, likely just playing or cleaning the baleen in its mouth. Whales this size are gentle giants and physically can't swallow a human anyway. Still, the illusion is so convincing that it's a truly disturbing sight. It gives you a visceral sense of just how massive these creatures are and how small we are in their world. It's a chilling reminder that sometimes what you see isn't always what's real. Spearfishing is the ultimate game of risk and reward. You enter the world of the ocean's greatest predators, becoming one of them. This diver was exploring a reef when out of the deep blue a shape materializes, and it's coming fast. This is no curious pass-by. This is a full-on attack. You can see the pure aggression as the bull shark charges, mouth open. The diver has a split second to react. With no time to escape, he does the only thing he can. He pulls an Uno reverse card on one of the ocean's most aggressive predators. The water explodes in a chaotic mess as the shark thrashes, the spear gun lodged in its jaw. It's a terrifying life or death moment that no one ever wants to face. Without that spear gun, this story would have had a very different ending. 300 years ago, this encounter would have become a legend, a terrifying sea story told for generations. Today, thanks to a GoPro, we get to see the bizarre reality. A man on a paddleboard has a strange encounter with a creature from the abyss, but this isn't the violent attack it first appears to be. Watch closely. The creature isn't aggressive, it's weak and sluggish. I believe this is a dying giant squid. Far from its deep sea home, and in its final moments, it wasn't trying to attack him. It was desperately trying to hold on to the board just to stay afloat. You can see the man's shock and confusion as he tries to deal with this massive, dying animal clinging to his board. It's a surreal, almost tragic moment. Even in this weakened state, the danger was very real. A creature of this size is incredibly powerful, and its behavior is unpredictable. Of course, some people are convinced it was just trying to reach him about his board's extended warranty. What you're watching isn't a monster attack, it's a rare, sad, and unbelievable glimpse of a deep-sea giant's last moments. A truly disturbing reminder of the vast, mysterious life hidden in the ocean's depths. When you're fishing in the Florida wetlands, you're not just fishing, you're ringing the dinner bell. This man was about to find out who was answering the call. He hooks a fish, and the struggle in the water attracts something big, something prehistoric. Suddenly, his fishing spot is invaded by a massive alligator. What happens next is a scene straight out of a horror movie.
Gotta be careful here. Well, that puts an end to my tarpon fishing. Wow.
Instead of getting as far away as possible, he turns back. He finds the alligator blocking his only escape route. His response? He stomps his foot and tells the 10-foot reptile to get back. The alligator, probably confused by this strange, shouting creature, decides he's not worth the trouble and retreats. It's an insane encounter that proves the old saying, you don't have to outrun the monster, you just have to be crazier than it is. This wasn't just a casual day at the beach, this was the final of a world surfing competition in South Africa, broadcast live to millions. In the water was Mick Fanning, a 3-time world champion at the absolute peak of his sport. He was waiting for a wave, but something else was waiting for him.
There's something late on
Fanning is knocked from his board, and you can see the violent thrashing as he's pulled underwater by his leg rope. For a few terrifying seconds, he disappears behind a wave, and the world holds its breath. But instead of panicking, he does the unthinkable. He fights back. He felt the shark thrashing around him and managed to punch it in the back, forcing it to retreat just as his leg rope snapped. The rescue team races in, pulling him from the water, miraculously unharmed. But it's his interview just moments later that shows the true weight of the encounter. For a professional athlete at the top of his game, his words are a chilling reminder of how close he came to death. To walk away from that, he's just happy to be alive. For a team of professional divers in the Sea of Cortez, a routine filming mission was about to become a terrifying lesson in who really owns the deep. After a successful shoot, 2 divers surfaced. Their third member, Alex Kirstich, was nowhere to be found. When Alex finally broke the surface, he was in a state of shock. He had just survived an encounter that defies belief. It all started with a single, curious squid. For a moment, it was a magical encounter. Alex wasn't scared. He was fascinated. A rare, up-close look at one of the ocean's most intelligent creatures. Suddenly, it wasn't just one. It was a feeding frenzy. What you're seeing is the incredible power of their biology. Using jet propulsion, these animals can pull with unbelievable force, and they had only one goal: to drag Alex into the abyss. But that curiosity quickly turned to terror. He had completely misjudged the situation. He was being pulled past 130 feet, deep into the crushing blackness where escape is nearly impossible. You can see the pure desperation in his struggle. With his air running low and the pressure building, his survival instinct took over. This was his last chance. He escaped, but not unharmed. When he got back to the boat, the true horror of the attack became clear. Each of those suckers is lined with thousands of tiny razor-sharp hooks. The open ocean can feel like paradise, calm, beautiful, and endless, but that endless blue hides a simple, terrifying truth. When you enter the water, you are no longer at the top of the food chain. This footage starts with a woman named Heidi enjoying a perfect swim, completely unaware of what's lurking just below the surface. But the man filming sees something. Listen to the calm in his voice.
Hey Heidi.
Over there if I...
Hey Heidi, get in the boat.
Are you being serious?
Yep.
It's the most terrifying part of this entire clip. As she swims back, the camera captures what he saw. A massive bull shark materializing out of the blue, passing directly underneath where she was just moments before. It comes right up to her feet before thankfully turning away. What's truly incredible is how both of them handled the situation. The man's calm instruction prevented her from panicking and splashing, which could have triggered an attack, and she listened without a second of hesitation. The most chilling part? Look how invisible that shark is. It's a meter from the surface, and you can barely see it until it's right on top of you. It's a stark reminder that when you swim in the ocean, you're just sharing the water with the locals.
Hey, big bull shark.
This footage comes from two friends on a multi-month survival trip along Australia's Great Barrier Reef, living entirely off what they can catch. On this day, they were hunting a particularly smart and elusive species, stalking their prey through caves and coral. But as any spear fisherman knows, when you're in the water hunting, something else is always hunting you. After a successful hunt, things took a turn. As they swam back to the shallows, they realized they were being stalked by a 2.5-meter bull shark. They made it to the shallows, thinking the danger had passed, but the bull shark wasn't the real threat that day. He was carrying his catch, and the scent of blood was in the water. It was an open invitation, out of nowhere. Bang! A blacktip reef shark, an animal that's normally nothing to worry about, slammed into his fin. And then it charged him again. He made it out, but the attack was a brutal reminder of a simple, terrifying rule of the ocean. The moment you have a bleeding fish in your hands, you are no longer the hunter, you're the bait. It shows just how quickly a paradise can turn into a hunting ground. Let me know in the comments if you'd ever be brave enough to go spearfishing.